Hi there campers, if you're looking for a nice little bush camping location, then look no further than Flanagan's Reserve Bush Camping in Australia. This reserve is located in the heart of the Scenic Rim in South East Queensland. It's about 28 acres in size and offers visitors the opportunity to get back to nature in a way that few other places can. All this and with the views of the beautiful Mount Barney in the distance. Whether you're an experienced camper or just getting out to get started, Flanagan Reserve Bush Camping is the perfect place to pitch your tent or take the caravan and enjoy what Australia has to offer. The Scenic Rim area and Flanagan's Campground are two-wheel drive accessible. It's easy to get into the park, but you'll get some muddy areas around after the rain. You'll drive straight through the gate and everyone's supposed to report to reception in the middle of the campgrounds. As you paid online, it was an easy process and only took a couple of minutes to check in, get a sticker for your car and go over the rules. I did try booking over the phone, but unfortunately I was directed to their website and disappointed that I had to set up a password. This is not ideal when you're not a regular camper for this particular campground, but it does make it easier if you're there all the time. However, if you do go in a slow period, you could just rock up and take your chances. This is also an open ground area and no site allocations for anyone, and there's no map available online to try and find the best spot for you. This means I don't have any recommendations for you or even street names to try and gauge the setup of the entire park. Hopefully by the end of this site tour or walkthrough, you will get some sort of an idea on where you might want to camp. You just have to drive around, see what's available at the time and find an area that's suitable for you. This could take some time, especially if it's your first time here. But know that the river and the creek view spots seem to be pretty busy and normally the first one's taken. But the downside to these sites as they were just dirt and hardly any grass. In fact, I did find most of the sites here were well worn and lacking grass, so it did make it a little harder to find a site that we liked. On top of that, a few places we stopped at had some big ants' nests, so keep an eye out for that too. There is no unlicensed driving around the park and no motorised bikes or other vehicles. Alcohol is also consumed in moderation, including down by the river. Dogs are allowed, but they have strict rules with being restrained the whole time and ensure you pick up after your pet. No dangerous animals are allowed and you could be asked to leave if something happens, especially if you're caught taking them off the lead. Would be really easy to get a group together for this park when it's not too busy, but if you're trying to organise something through a busy period, then I suggest talking to the owners first. Phone service was also pretty good here, especially since it was so intermittent at the other campgrounds down the road. But this could be based on conditions at that time too. I wouldn't really rely on it, and camping is a nice way to tune out, but it's good to know that it's still available. When night falls at Flanagan's Reserve Bush Camping, you'll be treated with some of the most amazing starry skies you've ever seen. With no light pollution for miles around, it's the perfect place to lay back and enjoy the universe in all its glory. Eventually, we found a spot which cost us $48 for the unpowered site for 2 nights and 2 people. I'm not sure if rocking up at night is a good idea, but I did see some people come in late. Other things you need to be mindful of. During storms or high winds, there may be hazards falling, like trees or branches. Generators can only be used at certain times in the morning around 9 to 11 or afternoon from 4:30 to 7 p.m. The max speed limit is 8 to 10 kilometres per hour or around walking pace. There's no music allowed after 8 p.m. and no noise after 10 p.m. No chainsaws and no cutting down the trees to use as firewood. No push bikes to be ridden after dark, and there's also off-limits area for riding near reception. And you'll definitely need gumboots in the wet weather. The showers and toilets are located in the middle of the park and pretty much central for everyone. There were plenty of toilets, especially when you include the portable ones, as they open these up for during busy periods. The showers are cold, but they operate with 20-cent coins, and this is for about 1 minute of hot water. I'm sure reception will give you the change for this if you need it. The office hours are generally from 8 AM to 5 PM, but longer on Friday nights to allow for the late check-ins. They have a very small shop there selling coffees, drinks, bread, ice cream and snacks, and some last-minute supplies for camp if you don't have them. And I did see them opening up really early for morning coffees. They even have some swap and go gas bottles near the toilets if you want to fire up that barbecue. I didn't see a camp kitchen, but there was a public sink and an area for drinking water. Fires are permitted with the use of their fire pits or bringing your own, and you can purchase a wheelbarrow of wood from reception. There were drums around the park, and you just found the nearest one to you that wasn't being used. We tried to set it up but found it was a little too big for us, so we decided to try out this new collapsible one that we just purchased. In the end, it was a great little fire pit, but definitely not enough air holes, and you'll need to drill your own for it to work properly. I found the mornings were a great time for the wildlife to come around your site. This includes the magpies, and this particular one was very vocal. We also saw some goannas, plenty of ducks wandering around or swimming in the river, even the kookaburras or cows in the nearby paddock. The mornings were also the best time to view Mount Barney. The sun reflection was just amazing. The creek at Flanagan's Reserve is one of its biggest draw cards and certainly a big hit with the kids. Although I did find that this one was a little bit more dangerous or more rapids, and this could be after a lot of rain. The rapids do look like a lot of fun, but there was a few people that fell off. A little further up, you'll find the swimming location where most of the people will be. Perfect for a flotation device, a small canoe, or just hanging out by the banks of the river. We're still a little cold for us at the moment, but would be brilliant in the summertime. This is actually the Logan River, which is the same creek you saw at the Big Rig and campgrounds from our prior video. I'll link that in the video description below. For safety, there's no diving or jumping in the creek, as it could be submerged logs or rocks. And this is the same with no swimming after dark. If you're bringing a boat or other motorised watercrafts, then Lake Maroon's about 20 minutes down the road, where you can go boating, fishing, skiing, or pulling a tube behind. You'll also see a lot of jet skis, and it's a nice day trip away from the campgrounds. If you want to check out any other camping locations in South East Queensland, then please click the playlist here. Otherwise, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you for the next one.